think Enclave is defending. Yes, they're defending.
Oh, okay. You know them? Perfect.
As long as these markers on the bottom are correct, it says attackers and defenders, and they didn't mess up the spectator UI. Enclave is defending.
Yeah, I think those are usually correct. So, yeah, we have YeahBuddy Academy in the attack, bringing what seems like a ton of cavalry. Okay, maybe I missed it. I mischecked it because I started from the bottom looking up, and I saw a ton of cavalry, but at least some purple cavalry and not too much golden units. I mean, they bring Shenji, of course, into the attack for the supply point probably, and a ton of stalwarts, and also Imperial Pikes make it into the lineup.
I mean, Imperial Pikes will simply just push over stalwarts. That's one of their value. They just kind of push the shields over. That could be kind of the counter to, because they save stalwarts and really plan to play that sit comp. Just have the IPG just walk and push him over. Just pretty much push the unit around.
Yeah, that might be a good point. I didn't really try Imperial Pikes for a long time, so I thought stalwarts could counter them, but if they get knocked over by the Imperial Pikes, that's just insane, and probably, as you say, that's the reason for them. And in the defense, I've seen the defense start with a ton of green units, so I'm interested to see it. It really feels like they messed up the sides, because usually you see the attack start with a ton of green units, maybe to climb the ladders and get on the walls, and the defense start with heavy units, but we will see how it turns out here. Match seems to be still loading in, and it should be starting in a few seconds.
Oh, they're styling out. The YeahBuddy Academy is coming, or the Enclave is coming out. Enclave is coming out.
Oh yeah, that's the reason for the ton of green units. Here you go. But I can already see a ton of pikes on the supply point already for YeahBuddy Academy. So will be tough to break through, but the green pikes of Enclave will definitely deal some damage here, and you can already see them block the towers, and the defense is starting to shoot onto the towers with the default cannons as well. The default cannons from the defense, they're dealing quite a ton of damage.
I do like that they did keep some heroes on the wall to shoot these cannons. They just can't sit on supply and pretty much say, fight me here. They're going to make a move, because otherwise those cannons will just pick them apart. And I also like that Enclave just isn't engaging. They're kind of just roaming around with, I believe, what is this? Cultive? Is this range cav?
I think it's the prefecture. Is it prefecture cav? The sword cav, the green sword cav.
It is. Okay.
Yeah. So, as you say, Enclave not really engaging, but only because they are roaming around on the outside with low value units. They just prevent YeahBuddy Academy fully from pushing those towers, and I love to see it. I mean, you can see on the bottom left of the screen some engagement happening between the sides. YeahBuddy Academy winning this fight. And here on the right side, you can see some remaining units being charged by YeahBuddy Academy. They can finally wipe the field and get probably the towers to push in a few seconds, but a ton of time wasted. 750 on the clock, and as you can see here, the defense has to climb up the ladders. The trap is coming to maybe pick the
Temple Shot die.
Oh yeah.
No, Temple Shot just gets out.
There we go. Okay, and like that, the sally out is finished off, and you can see YeahBuddy now pushing the two front towers, not the left one, which is interesting because usually you see the teams just push every tower to make sure they have every opportunity to get on the walls. One trap being used in a default cannon, which is okay, I would say, in SunCity. I mean, you have to have some more traps for the endpoint, but in the end, it's not too much lost here. But I only see 6 traps left for the attack, and that's not too much to have left here. Is it? It feels like it's bugged. They can't use.
I see 9. So I see 9. You see 6. So I haven't say it's bugged. Yeah. And they just dropped to 8. So I think they have 8 left. They did use quite a bit in that tally.
Oh yeah.
That
Towers are
actually
getting
might
pushed.
come to hurt them in the end, but it does look like Enclave is looking to defend this A point. Those units set up behind the A point.
Yeah, absolutely. So traps will be a big point here. And I'm interested to see what Enclave is going to do about them, because the first trap
Oh,
is being called here, and that one, it hits the Shenji. Oh my goodness. I would be
can I
interested to see how many of them are left here.
say, can I get in here and see? There are 14 left.
Okay, so quite lucky for the defense here. Another trap
But
being called for that specific spot, but that one's not going to hit
no,
anything. Oh,
that kills one more
Yep,
Senji, down to 11.
okay, and now YeahBuddy Academy is making a move, but Enclave is already going with the stalwarts to the towers and just blocking them off. 5 minutes 30 left. That's not too much time left to push, but that would be a big trap opportunity as Enclave is going in with a ton of stalwarts in the front and just making a huge front line here. Oh my goodness. And like that, already YeahBuddy Academy being pushed down a bit. The tower, they still have tons of units left, but I see so many grenades of the Cocos and Shinjis flying onto that tower.
Yeah.
That's just too much to hold on to.
That's, I think, the second throw for the Senji, and already down. And it looks like they're still going to try to come up this tower, though, even with all that pressure being made.
They have to get a good trap on here, otherwise they can't really make that move. And you can see it. They are already rotating. The call is being made. The rotation is going in, and they are going to the middle siege tower, or the left one that they have mounted. And they will try to get up that one probably in a few seconds. The B point. On the B point, we see a little fight going on. And that one trap already went there, and I think still the defense is already in the lead here, and the defense is still in the lead.
They're gonna go back up this right-hand tower. They're gonna try the same push. Honestly, if I was YeahBuddy Academy, I think I like seeing him just go through gate here. It's easier to come up this back staircase in a tower.
Oh yeah, but
you can go all the way to
have
B.
the traps. They have the traps. And okay, they're going through the gate with 2 units, 2 really dangerous units when it comes to damage output. But this tower is just being met by so many stalwarts from the defense. It feels like there's no way through, but they can already see the stalwarts being knocked over. The Shenji throw seems like it didn't do too much. The units off the attack are still there, but it feels like they can't really break through. But you can see a flank on the A point from the Woowie and the other new unit. I don't really have. I think YeahBuddy Elite is.
It's like Halbelite or something like that. Yeah.
And they still try to break through. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. Units are still struggling to get onto this siege tower. The flank is being dealt with. And like that, it feels like YeahBuddy Academy once again has to make a rotation. The units are staying here. The defense is meeting them with too much force, and the stalwarts can't really fight up the stairs. You can see the units of YeahBuddy Academy going for the left-hand siege tower, but it probably won't be fast enough, and Enclave has 200 more units than YeahBuddy Academy. The trap is huge. Oh my goodness.
YeahBuddy Academy is going to try to push up this. It looked like they had 2 sets of Senji. They have 2 sets of Senji out, but the one Senji on the wall would be enough to just counter even both of them for Enclave here.
Oh yes. One last desperate push from YeahBuddy Academy.
Right
the
on
Shenjis,
both for the Senjis.
But the Shenjis still get one more throw. And the fight is just going on here. So many units from both sides, but it's only 2 minutes left. So YeahBuddy Academy, they have to win this fight really quick. Otherwise, the A point can just be body blocked. And another unit of Phoenix coming from the bottom. But will it be enough? Enclave just holding on to these towers.
They're
so
pushing through.
Strong.
They are getting through this tower right now.
Oh yes, and the first heroes already going to the A point. Enclave struggling to hold them off, and just so many units coming through here, but only 1 minute 30 left, and that one is just so close. Enclave, they are struggling, they have to fall back here, it feels like, but they are sending in more and more units because they only have to block 1 minute 20. Another unit of Imperial Spear Guards holding onto these stairs, but they will be dealt with really quick. And as you can see, how many units of YeahBuddy Academy are coming to this point. It feels like it's almost over, but Enclave,
Oh, the B point is being capped. Somebody's gonna have that B point will cap if somebody from Enclave doesn't respond to it.
Oh yes, they definitely have to send someone over there, but that's only, I think, one hero, and the fight on the A point is just a crucial one. But look at how many resupplies are coming to the A point from Enclave, and it feels like, yeah, but they will be wiped out from the A point, and they have to look at the B point, because B would be a chance for YeahBuddy Academy to turn this fight around. But I think
they have 2 heroes, they're gonna get there.
Yeah, that's 2 heroes going to the B point. The A point is being dealt with, and like that, it feels like Enclave will take the victory if YeahBuddy can't really make a miracle happen here. And they are sending heroes over to B, but I think that move is just way too late.
I will say, on that final push up on the A there, YeahBuddy Academy had dagger axes kind of sitting at gate doing nothing. I would have liked to see them go in and try to kill some of these units coming back to point. You know, dagger axes can kill a lot of units. There was nothing to really stop them. They were coming back with shields. If he could have just got there and stalled even a couple more units, maybe they could have got set up on A and taken a proper fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like that, Enclave taking the first victory of the day on SunCity in the defense, where we thought they would probably struggle. They just take the fight on A, and like that, they win it. And I think that was a really great defense, even though they had some struggle against the traps. I mean, they just sent in more and more units, and like that one with the Sally out, the time was in the end what really cost YeahBuddy the round.
100%. The Sally was, he said, it was just a time waste. They weren't intending to win anything out there. It was just, let's stall it, clock a little bit. And they took exactly what we said, the Senji advantage for the offense, and made it an advantage for the defense by not giving A. Even with they took the Trebs straight to the face, so like, our Senjis are gonna win this fight. And that's exactly what happened. They just held in the tower and let the Senjis and Kokos just free throw.
Yeah, absolutely. And the traps of the attack, sometimes it felt like they missed a bit, but let's go over the heroes here for a second. The MVP for YeahBuddy Academy is Harissa with a total of 87 unit kills and only 628 unit kill points, which doesn't seem like that much, but still, he gets, I think, the most support points in the whole match and the MVP for the attacking side. Sadly, not enough in the bottom, I think, is the Kale. He has 1k troop kill score, so he has the most troop kill score, at least for YeahBuddy Academy. And then as we go over to the other side, we see ENC Wamsu with the MVP for the defense, and he got what feels like not too great stats, but in the end it feels like the defense was just, everyone was involved, nobody did like a live game, but everyone did good, and like that they were just able to hold on, and they struggled for a second. I felt like at the moment A point was about to be captured and B point was being captured in the meantime by one hero, but then they came back with a ton of units and just took over the A point again and stopped the capture on the B point, which was just game end. And it seems like we are going in a few seconds. So this time, second match, YeahBuddy Academy versus Enclave. Enclave this time in the attack, YeahBuddy Academy in the defense, and it is 1-0 for Enclave. So YeahBuddy Academy now looking for the first point in this best of 3 to hold on to go to Grasslands, and Enclave now looking for the 2-0 victory. And here we go. Enclave in the attack, YeahBuddy Academy in the defense. This time we have the team names displayed there. Really great to see. And I already see a ton of stalwarts on the side of Enclave. And you know what? Same picture on the defense. What do you think? What's the defense going to look like with this kind of unit comp?
With that many stalwarts, they might try the same exact hold. It might be this map if people decided with Senjis being available, we do not want to defend the ground. But as you say that, YeahBuddy Academy has 2 Senji to their name. No more. Only 2, where it's also same over on Enclave. Only 2 Senjis on both sides. No, wait.
Oh, yeah, but
3?
Cocos as well. Cocos as well. I think it's 2 in the attack and 2 in the defense. So you're right, definitely. 2 on both sides.
A lot of less Senji on this play than there was on the first map. So we might not actually see a wall hold here.
Definitely interesting. I mean, we still have the Cocos, which are quite as good as Shinji, just the blue version of them without the ability to shoot with the musket. So they can also really hurt those attacks. They, I think, have a bit less range, do they? I don't even know which range is further.
So the Senjis can... The big difference is they probably have the same range, but the Senjis can arc over things where the Zakalians cannot. They gotta have a direct line of sight.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, Shenjis, they are smart. Let's say it like that. If they stand on the top of the wall, they just don't throw into the ground. They throw over it. And Cocos, they just throw how they want to throw in their arc towards the enemy. First trap already going to some default artillery, and this time, that's exactly what I mentioned before. They are pushing this left-hand siege tower, which I wanted YeahBuddy Academy to do, but then they are not pushing the front 2 towers, which is concerning, to say at least.
Definitely concerning, because you can plug a singular tower if there's nowhere else for them to go up the wall.
That just feels so weird. I mean, that's the left-hand tower is the only thing being pushed. Not the rams, not the 2 front towers, only this one left tower. And everybody else is on the default artillery. Maybe we will see a push as soon as the default artillery is gone. That could be an option because you can't place more artillery. Enclave just wants to make sure those default artillery pieces are gone, and then they will send their own units on the field, being safe in case YeahBuddy Academy wanted to sell you out, and like that, just having a good start.
All right, now the tower. You were right. The towers are now being pushed. Artillery's down. Here comes the tower push.
Oh yeah, there we go. And like that, Enclave, they've just saved themselves from being sullied. And that's just one great way to do it. I mean, if a sally out would have come there, it would have probably been a tough task to keep their own artillery alive. They would probably have had a good plan also for that case. But right now, first siege tower already on the walls, which is great to see. But the second 2 will follow in a few seconds, as there's nothing to really counter them anymore.
Pushing the B ram too. They're gonna make it where they can come from any point of attack here.
Oh yes, and it seems like YeahBuddy Academy wants to defend the walls. You can see already a ton of units moving towards A, and it feels like it will be the exact same defense as we have seen from Enclave before, because we have talked about it before. You can't really hold this map on any other point. Also, A point defense is really tough, but at least the one big advantage you have on A is just the time. The time is the least on A. If you go back further, the enemies are getting more and more time, and it will be just tougher to defend as more time as the attack has.
Now, what I would like to see where Enclave kind of learns from YeahBuddy Academy's mistake here, because they have an opportunity to see how, of course, their defense works. Also, this Treb's going to be beautifully on the back. Does it land? 2 Cocos will fall in that Treb. All the Senjis are still up. Okay, so that's not as that could be much worse. They're coming straight up this right-hand tower, though.
Oh yeah, and it feels like YeahBuddy Academy is not ready for this one. The flank from the stalwarts into the side, so now Enclave is in kind of a sandwich, but the trap might be huge. You can probably see it impact in a few seconds. First few trap shots are not too great. Oh, and the trap is hitting the tower. So that's just so much damage to Enclave themselves, but you can see Enclave has the Shenjis and Kokos on top of the siege tower, so they can throw themselves next trap. That one will be devastating.
Yep, rotate down
YeahBuddy
through
Academy
main
doesn't.
gate. This is what I wanted to see last match. They're going through the main gate.
The trap! Oh my goodness, that trap was massive. And like that, everybody from YeahBuddy Academy is falling back, and that might be an opportunity for the few heroes that were left on the siege tower. And like that, you can see the gate being already stopped. YeahBuddy Academy going for full move, but it feels like they're giving up A with that one, because Enclave, they're falling back and going to the siege towers again.
You're going to see YeahBuddy Academy try to come right back up here. They try to rotate down to match him to not let him in and walk around the city, but you're right. It is a full A give. They took the first trade and they thought that was a good enough trade.
Oh yeah, and you can see here the last units on A being given up. Trap, pre-trap onto the stairs just to make sure nobody from YeahBuddy's rotating up. And that rotation, that bait was just so great executed. And like that, YeahBuddy has to fall back from A, and it feels like it will get harder even further as they fall back even further.
For the plain simple reason they have Senjis on walls, they have to fall back away from the walls. They have to fight him. It looks like they're going to try to fight him behind these buildings on C point, kind of away from the walls, force a Senji to be on the ground in cappable range. Now, if you press C and look at the unit difference here, Enclave is up by about 200 golds, but down in every other category. So will the gold quality be too much? That's about like that. They lost by about 200 purples on that wall, on that tower push. For tier 4, I should say.
I mean, the gold units, they are strong, but I would say with the masteries, green and blue units, they can also be devastating. I mean, no, that's...
It does. Ooh. Oh, it does.
That's a massive trap. Huge mistake from YeahBuddy Academy to set up in here. That was just so many units dying from that trap. And yeah, we were talking about the unit difference before. I mean, the blue units, they are something like Kokos. Kokos can just turn the tide of a battle in seconds. This time, the trap will probably not hit YeahBuddy Academy. They have learned from their mistake, but you can't let that mistake happen. That was probably like 20 units or something dying to that trap.
It landed right on the Kokos and Senji too, so they definitely lost some of their specialty. Maybe not all of them, but definitely some.
Oh yes, I mean, we can check it here on the side of the defense. We have 14 of 17 Shenjis, and we have 8 of 12 Kokos. So quite lucky for the defense to keep so many alive. But still, that's just a mistake. That could have gone so much worse. Lucky, as I said, for YeahBuddy Academy, but still, you can't let those mistakes happen. I mean, even if you're Academy team, that's just such a big mistake. You should know these trap spots. And it feels like Enclave is going for the middle road. Going just straight onto the C point. They will probably just set up the Shenjis on a good position for themselves. They are trying to trap more and more. The range, that defense has archers with them.
Incendiary archers, they're trying to get rid of them.
Ooh. Those could be devastating, because if they manage to hit the Shenjis, they will probably need like 2 hits with flame arrows, and I think then the Shenjis could be gone. And I mean, especially the Kokos, they will just be 1 hit. I
don't like if Enclave does this push down the alley. I don't like it. It's giving them free Senji and Koko farm. They can hit the entire push with it with pretty much ease, because they're stuck in such a confined area. Oh, but that's a split push coming in from Enclave, and that one might be massive. You can see them just coming around the corner on the left. It feels like YeahBuddy's overcommitting a bit on the left-hand side, and the right side will break through in a few seconds. Flank coming in from YeahBuddy Academy, and that flank is being met by Phalanx. The right side is being flanked as well, and that flank, that will break through. Stalwarts though will hold on, but another unit of Companion Cav is coming in. And YeahBuddy Academy with the cavalry is doing quite a good job, but they are losing so many infantry units, and it feels like Enclave is slowly breaking through. Shenji still alive in the back. They will be a big difference maker, and you can see their own cavalry just coming
through the middle, and like that, YeahBuddy Academy is just losing so many units here. But on the top, I can see the unit difference being 980 to 1,200, which is a huge difference, and feels like those stalwarts that are still standing on the point, they are still quite good here in holding on. 5 minutes left, and reinforcements are coming for both sides.
I think YB Academy is going for a full C hold here. I don't think they want this to go to home point. They are recommitting with more and more units.
Oh yes, cavalry versus cavalry on the C point. Trap coming in, not sure what that one was supposed to hit. Hitting mostly the cavalry of the attackers, but that's just full sending in units from both sides. Imperial Spear Guards, they won't have a great time against that much cavalry, but it feels like the defensive cavalry is being wiped out now slowly, and the capture of the C point. Oh yeah, the capture of the C point is going on. Cavalry being wiped, and it feels like Enclave wants to go further right now. They don't want to let YeahBuddy Academy set up on home.
I will say that fight may have looked like it went rough for YB Academy, but they bring back where it was a 200 gold unit lead to a little under 100, and they still lead the T4, T3, and 2 race. So honestly, that trade, in my opinion, went fine for YB Academy with just 6 minutes left on the clock.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, that's a game for anyone. Enclave, they have probably 2 more pushes, maybe 1.5, seeing the unit amount they still have. It will be probably 1 full push and 1 probably weaker push, but also defense. That's exactly the same picture, and you have mentioned before the trade, that was quite good for YeahBuddy Academy. They have lost some of their tier 4 units, but still, tier 5 units still 100 against the 160. It depends which tier 5 units it is, because I can see Phalanx, for example, they are for the unit amount weaker tier 5 units. And we can have a look here. Attack has Phalanx and Orochi as tier 5. They have some Outriders in there as well.
They have 10 Senji as well.
That's massive. Oh yeah.
Now, which way do they choose to come? Are they going to go to the supply point and then in? But YB Academy still has both the supply points at home point here, so I'd like to see Enclave get the left side, then push over to the... Never mind, it was a bait. They're fooling. There comes the push to home.
Oh yeah, and they are going... Maybe also
was this a
bait?
double bluff? Is it a double bluff? Another double bluff.
That's a massive one. You can see it. Just YeahBuddy Academy falling for it so
over-rotate it.
Oh boy. Beautiful double bait from Enclave here. They are sending the units straight in towards the supply point, trapping the home point safe zone just to make sure the cavalry can't come out right now. And now they have a massive front end with 2 times Imperial Spear Guards. But still, YeahBuddy might break through, but the supply point is being captured by Enclave, and that's massive.
YB Academy needs to be double pulling from the back supply, usually what we call the attacker supply. They need to play that supply now because they're not going to get recontrol of this one anytime
Cavalry
soon.
flank!
Actually, I eat my words. Enclave just got collapsed on. It looks like they sent too many to the supply point.
And now,
now these phalanx fall.
The supply point fight is going to go. But it feels like YeahBuddy Academy with their cavalry, just such a beautiful flank there. Just so many units of cavalry perfectly executed. Now they're flooding the supply point, going in with the stalwarts and Imperial Pikes behind it. There's just no way Enclave can hold on to this supply point. So now it comes all down to how fast can Enclave respawn. Because if they can respawn right now, or maybe in the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds, they can just respawn on C and full send it towards the end point. And that would catch YeahBuddy off guard. But I don't know what the
3 minutes
timers are looking like for Enclave.
A lot of them are on at least two death timers, so they're... A lot of them are dead for another 30 seconds.
Oh, but you can see the respawn coming in right now, and that might be good. You can see it here. YeahBuddy still fighting for their supply point. That's a massive job for the remaining heroes of Enclave to at least get some more time on that supply point, because the units on the endpoint, that's the thing. Rat and Pikeman, they can just bleed so strongly here. Cavalry trying to stop them, but you know what? Rat and pikemen, they don't really care. Okay, now they care because there's coming more and more reinforcements, and the pikes of Enclave are not ready yet, and they have to fall back.
And they've cleaned the supply finally. I was gonna use a famous term that when I played under the shot caller for YB Academy, do not get brainwashed on these units that are just waiting for them to retreat. And that's what happened there. A lot of the heroes were kind of just stuck fighting units that were inevitably gonna retreat instead of going back to home point. They were to farm unit kills. Those not worth it. Because if in another world Enclave could have respawned faster, they could have taken full control of home point. And this would have been a much harder fight for YB Academy with a minute and 30 left on the clock.
Oh yes, but you've mentioned time 1:30 on the clock. That's this body block range already almost, and you can see the ton of units here. So
beautiful,
I almost see
throw.
Oh yeah, I almost see a Grasslands coming in for us here, but one last fight going in, frontline versus frontline, and those frontlines, they're just so heavy in the current meter. That's insane. But another flank from YeahBuddy in the back. That's massive.
Beautiful flank, yeah.
Oh,
that is all she wrote. This is good. We are going Grasslands.
Absolutely. Beautiful flank game from YeahBuddy Academy. Just first time with the cavalry, this time with infantry, just straight into the back of the shields. I mean, Stalwarts, they are incredibly strong unit, Imperial Spear Guards as well, but as soon as you are behind them, they are just falling in seconds. Oh my god. Massive wipe here from YeahBuddy.
I will say, the contrast in the two defense styles, both choosing to defend A, where Enclave chose to fully defend A, YB Academy chose to take the trades and just slowly fall back, taking trade after trade in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, for us to watch, I think the style of YeahBuddy Academy is definitely more entertainment.
More viewer-friendly,
entertaining to watch. But I will say, I think the more consistent kind of defense is the one of Enclave. If you just fully defend A like they 100%. Did, that can just work 9 of 10 times if you do it correctly. And the enemy, of course, doesn't know what you're doing. I'm curious to see the standings of Enclave here, to be honest. We have, of course, one MVP spot with an S tier rating, but behind that we have a A+, then a S tier again, then 4 A+, then some S tiers again. What is this?
I'm assuming it's using it's in the background using the the new system they tried to introduce this season and then took it away for a little bit. This is still using that system, but it's not portraying the points right.
That feels odd, but let's do it as it's in here. We have our MVP and ENC for Enclave probably. I would assume Darcy with 91 unit kills. No hero kills. It feels like Enclave, they were falling flat on hero kills. And yeah, 191 support points, so a lot of support points, and I think he has the MVP for most damage taken, and you can see it here in the bottom at his stats here, 7 million damage taken.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one, you can see 7.3 million damage taken. I think I've never seen those numbers. Maybe with Spartans. I think I have seen like 7 million with Spartans. That was an insane match, and he has just 7.3 million without Spartans. But we have already seen in the bottom here, ENC Spectrum with the most hero kills for his team, 6 to his name. Sadly in the bottom, but still more than double the hero kills. The second one in hero kills got, which is Joba, and on the other side we can see Mr. Kale once again on the top, 100. Oh, nope, he was not on the top. Sorry, he was not on the top before, but he was the leader in unit kills before, and he is once again with 151 unit kills and 1.3k troop kill score and 3 kills, 20 assists, and you can just see the assists on top throughout the whole team. And like that, you can just see YeahBuddy Academy, they were helping each other out with every single hero kill happening. And that's just great to see a team having so many assists, because you know they play with each other, and that's just amazing to see. And if you go to the analyze, post-battle analyze, we can see how the fights were going. And yeah, you can see the first fight just a slightly harder time for Enclave, and you have mentioned it before, slowly whittling down the units of the attackers, and you can just see it here, exactly that's happening. YeahBuddy Academy, every single fight they were getting higher kill counts. I think the second fight, you can see Enclave was in the end getting a bit more unit kills, but that's just over time, more kills for YeahBuddy Academy, and in the end just a full wipe of Enclave. That's great to see. I already speak way too long. We are going into the match, and let's just see how those teams are playing. Here we go. Many people picking the units. It feels like the pre-unit comps are not working correctly, because usually you just see everyone having their units and maybe 1 or 2 players swapping them in and out.
We're in blue meta, so unfortunately we cannot preset. We gotta wait till golds get unlocked before we can see that. So a couple more weeks on the line.
That's the point for that one. And we can already see the left-hand side.
Kind of like we talked about. Yeah. Enclave is heavy infantry. YB Academy has a lot of cav out.
Yeah, I love to see it from YeahBuddy Academy. I mean, they still have a ton of anti-cav, and they could deal with any potential cavalry coming in from the side of Enclave, but I mean, there's not too much cavalry, so I'm curious to see how the phalanx will work for YeahBuddy. On the other side, Enclave, they have stepped up their anti-cav by a lot. And we are loading in, and in a few seconds we should be able to see how those teams want to approach this map. And yeah, let's go in. We are on the side of Enclave, and Enclave, it feels like they're going default B and C point, while YeahBuddy Academy, they are sending 1 player to A and a ton of players to C and a ton of players to B. So
they're gonna YB Academy is gonna meet Enclave on what is supposed to be their C point. Looks like they are gonna push for the triple cap.
Yeah, definitely. YeahBuddy Academy is trying the triple cap. They're sending only 1 player onto A. The flank with cavalry is already being set up here on the B point, but it seems like it's an A and C cap. As you have said before, they are just sending full to C. Oh,
there's usually 2 to 3 strategies we see on this map, and this is one of them. With the full cav collapse in here, it's up to this phalanx player over here on the C point to stop this cav, but it looks like a lot of the cav is getting through. Half the phalanx looks to be dead already. Get down to 23, 22 units. The C point, it will fall here if they don't quickly respond to it.
Oh yeah, 1 last player on the C point trying to stay alive as long as possible.
And if you look, YB Academy already has players on their home point. It'll start capping the moment C gets capped.
But that 1 player, I can't really read who it is. That one might be the MVP for Enclave, because he just stayed alive so long on this point. But Enclave's players are not there fast enough. Another one stepping on the point, 2 guys on the point, longsword and shield and spear. They are quite tanky and able to block it a bit long, but the capture is going on. More and more infantry is coming to the point. Shenji behind, they might be massive if they get protected correctly. 1 throw is in, and like that, the fight is going on C. And
honestly, what I'd like to see is one of these heroes on B point sneak to YB Academy's home point. You cap that C, you start capping the home. You flip it on its head.
Oh yeah.
But no one's going. They're sitting on that B point. Like, it does depend on it though at this point.
Yeah,
but it
that
does
C
look
point
like
is just crucial.
outside of heroes, YB Academy is winning this fight over here still.
Oh my god. That just can't happen. You can't let that fight slip away out of your hands if you're Enclave. You have to send in more reinforcements. Still, one unit of
dagger
Stalwart
axes?
is standing on it. The dagger axe is coming back, but dagger axes, they
Yep.
will just get farmed by the Stalwarts, I think.
See, oh no, the short sword gets on it. He will stop the interrupt.
God, Enclave just holding on barely with their bodies onto the C point. YeahBuddy Academy not being fast enough, and like that, even more players from Enclave are going
Here's
onto
the
that point.
problem. The heroes have to jump to stop the cap, but they're dying before the units can get there. There's that dagger axe hero couldn't use his dagger axe, he just walked onto the point. Now vice versa. It's up to these two units to stop. It's pretty much phalanx and shields versus two sets of shields here on the C point to see pretty much who wins this.
Oh my goodness, it's such a close fight, but there's coming more and more reinforcements once again. But I feel like YeahBuddy Academy, even if they don't get this point, they just get so many unit kills, because you have mentioned it before, so many units of Enclave just walking on that point without a hero micromanaging them, and that's just crucial here for Enclave. They are losing so many units, and YeahBuddy Academy is already in the lead of almost 300 units.
I think YB Academy is... Problem is, this game can still be won by Enclave if they cap C here. YB Academy has committed so much to the C point. But then also, I'd like to see them pressure these two to three heroes on this B point. They have heroes around it, but no units. Because all their units are sitting over on A point, while the heroes are just there. I would love to see somebody pressure the B point while the C point is also being pressured. But good rear charge here from Chapel onto the C point.
Oh yeah, and you can see YeahBuddy Academy is committing more and more once again to that C point. And that's just a fight for the whole game. Nobody wants to let go of the C point. Everyone just committing more and more there. And like that, just... I can't really say who is winning this. Another unit of cavalry coming in, but it feels like YeahBuddy Academy is taking the
should
lead.
fall here. There's no one really close to touch. They're all, remember, this is CBL rules. Every death Enclave is taking hurts them.
It is?
Grasslands are forced CBL rules.
Oh.
Like, you can't play it any way else. So all these deaths hurt.
I didn't even know that one. But if it's like that, that's just painful. That's just insanely painful here. And I mean, that's a fight going on.
No one is out of the right side. No one is currently out of the fight for Enclave. They all, some of them are, a lot of them are on 2 deaths though, so they really have to be careful.
So yeah, the B point now is being pressured as well from YeahBuddy.
Yep, they're going for the triple cap now.
Goodness, and the end point is, there's so much at the end point, but Enclave, you have to be careful about this B point. And
the B point's just heroes. It's just heroes for Enclave. But you also have YB Academy hovering around home, so you can't leave home either. What do you do if you're the side of Enclave here? B point now starting to be capped. 3 heroes left to defend it. As Cav comes in, it's just 2 longswords left.
Oh my
They're
goodness,
trying to get here.
Block it once again.
Bonfire's ISGs are still coming. If he dies, his ISG's gonna fall. Never mind, they're getting killed by Cav anyway.
That's just so painful here for Enclave. You can see on the top also the units just falling down more and more. You can just see almost twice as many units now for YeahBuddy Academy than on the side of Enclave, and it feels like YeahBuddy Academy is just taking a so strong lead here.
That
on
will be
this
triple
match.
cap. They can't contest in time.
Oh,
that's triple.
Goodness. That's incredible. Points are ticking down. Now YeahBuddy Academy really in the lead, having the triple cap, nowhere near to be stopped, and it feels like this game will end before the time is even at 0. And I mean, that's an impressive performance on Grasslands. YeahBuddy Academy really doing their homework, knowing how they want to approach it. And yeah, I mean, not bringing that much cavalry, I think it hurt Enclave in the end.
Enclave has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes already out of the fight permanently.
That's
Yeah,
just painful.
That's the only thing about Grasslands here. If you overcommit to the infantry, you just cannot rotate as fast as the other side, which is what we saw here. YB Academy had a lot of calves, so they're able just to fast rotate to see where the infantry had to slow walk from the home point up to try to help.
Oh yeah, and the infantry was just too slow. And like that, heroes were dying before the infantry approached it. And I mean, now officially, YeahBuddy Academy has twice the units of Enclave, 15 more seconds. And I don't see a chance for Enclave here. That will be 2-1 for YeahBuddy Academy in a few seconds official here. And YeahBuddy Academy now took the first match here of the day, and like that one, beautifully
I would like
done.
to also pay my respects to the poor A players that had to sit over there and really do nothing all game for YB Academy.
Yeah,
They did their job though.
I mean, that's still a good point here for YeahBuddy. They had those players that were just committed to nothing. They just did nothing at all. And that's so important to also have those players who just save you the game by doing nothing. Just staying on the 8 point, making sure that point will not be kept, and help the rest of the team to just do their job. And you can see it here, Spectrum on the top for Enclave, 4 hero kills, 120 unit kills. He just stepped up for his team, so much incredible performance from him, but sadly not too much to say more about his team. He was just left alone there, almost 3 times the amount of unit kills than the rest had, and in the end that was just not enough. Once again, also hero kills, only I think 6 players on 1 kill, and Spectrum on the 4. That's just 2 less of your hero kills. And on the other side, you can see Chapel on the MVP spot, 4 hero kills and 148 unit kills, on 1.2k troop kill score. Impressive performance. And then further down you can see Carriers with 150 troop kills, and the most hero killer is Tomlevisev with 6 hero kills as a longsword, which is quite impressive. I think we can go to the post-battle analysis and see at which point the team of Enclave was falling apart. And as we can see here, it was just always permanent. And
yeah, YB Academy took the lead from the start and just never took their foot off the gas.
Yeah, and I mean, that push was just beautiful. They had a ton of cavalry heading to the B point in the beginning, the infantry straight to the C point, and as soon as the infantry was close to C, all the cavalry players were just like, oh no, we didn't want to go to B, and they just rotated to C, and with that had a massive lead in units over there, just wiping constantly the C point, and with that just taking out so many more units. And I mean, you can also see the hero kills, 10 to 35 hero kills. That's just a massive difference.